It's food o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer with a little bit of beer on the side. I was in, where was I? I think it was in Aldi. Was I in Aldi? I was in Aldi recently and I picked up some Seabrook and Bessie's roast beef and Yorkshire pudding flavour crinkle cut potato chips. I thought I gotta get these. I gotta get these and review them on the channel. One thing I'm gonna say straight away though is that they got the look and the feel of a 150 gram bag of crisps. They really do. But quite cheekily, they're only 120 grams. Now beware of this because I'm a firm believer in shrinkflation. It really is a thing. If you have a look at Curly Wurlies back in the day, they were that big. Curly Wurlies these days are that big. They're tiny. And the same can be said for boxes of Maltesers and bags of Maltesers, bags of M&Ms and bags of Galaxy, bags of crisps. I remember buying Doritos back in the, say 2008, and you used to be able to get a 250 gram bag of Doritos for £1. Now you're buying that very same bag, but 180 grams, that's 70 grams less. 70 grams less of crisps. And you're paying £2 a bag. So not only have they doubled in price, but they've knocked 70 grams out of the bag of crisps. When I first met my wife, my current wife now, I say current wife, we've been married forever, for like 15, 16 years. She used to call me a geek when I used to look at the back of a bag. Because I understood grammage straight away. I understood like how much you're getting for your money. And she used to say, why does it matter to you? Why, like, how many grams is in your food for that price point? I would say, well, I've been following this for years. I've been watching these companies shrink. My wife's 8 years younger than me. She's 8 years younger than me, and she kind of like, she understands it now very much. And she's the same as me. She will look at the grammage and the price. Don't just look at the price and go, oh, that's a big bag of crisps. Look at the size of this bag. Look at the grammage as well. Anyway, lecture over. Let's get these crisps out. Roast beef and Yorkshire pudding. There's a look at one of these crisps. So these crisps in Aldi were £1.20. Crinkle cut, loads of lovely potato, a little bit of a burned edge. That might be flavour though. Blimmin' heck, even Aunt Bessie's got 30 years younger. Look at the picture of Aunt Bessie. I don't think she looked like that. I'm sure Aunt Bessie used to look like Auntie Mabel from Open All Hours. I don't think she looked... I mean, that woman there looks about 20. I'm sure she was like an older woman, Aunt. Well, she's an auntie for starters. She's got to be looking a bit older, surely. They're roast beef crisps. There's no way you can add a Yorkshire pudding flavour to a roast beef crisp. The roast beef flavour is, and it has been for a long time, it's based on OXO cubes. So somebody in the crisp world let out the secret of beef crisps. And the secret of beef crisps is actually a little sprinkling of OXO cube. And it makes sense. You can really taste that sprinkling of beef OXO cube on the crisp. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic flavour. And we've got some pale ale to go with it. Now, if you're like me, my first introduction to beef crisps was the pub world. In Wales, we used to have a company called Dragon Crisps. I'm talking, how old am I now? I'm 43. Started going to the pub when I was about 8. Wind that back 30 odd years ago. 35, I don't know, something like 35 years ago maybe. Yeah, that sounds a bit right. We used to go to a place called Sully Sports Club, and my dad would always take us there for a few pints, or he would have a few pints, and we'd play outside on the greens, the grass is out there. And I'd have some beef crisps, some ridge cut Dragon beef crisps, and he would drink some beer. But I always remember the smells of beer, and the cigarette smoke as well, which was terrible. But the beer, the smell of the pub, loads of beer. It just goes hand in hand. Even though I was 8, I wasn't drinking beer back then, I promise you. It just works. It goes hand in hand. Beer, beef crisps. The beer is very drinkable, very refreshing, rather juicy. The beef crisps, well, I mean, look at that. They sprinkled a bit more OXO cube on that one. Wonderful, crunchy, quality potato on this. I'm going to give you the description on the bag of the potato crisps. I'm going to give them a rating, and I'm going to go. I'm going to disappear. So, Seabrook's and Bessie's crisps, bringing people together with the traditional flavours of a roast dinner. These much loved brands have crafted this brilliant range of crisps just for you. Packed full of flavour, our thick crinkle cut crisps are the perfect snack to share with family and friends. Brilliant by the bagful. I think I want to talk about Seabrook for a second. Seabrook have always been around. You would always find them in the pound shop. They always struggled, for me, to make headway against the likes of Walkers and Golden Wonders and Smiths, all the big boys out there. Even now, Tato in Ireland are a massive company. But over the last 5 years, they've been doing some interesting stuff. They brought out Trinidad Scorpion crisps, and they went a bit viral on YouTube. People were kind of reviewing them, and it got them a bit of headway. It got their name out there. They've done stuff with Northern Monk, cheese and onion lager, and kind of that sort of thing. Now they're with Aunt Bessie's doing a roast beef and Yorkshire pudding crisp. I think where they may not have the money to compete with the likes of Walkers, they're being very clever in the fact that they're teaming up with people that will only leverage their company, will only help their company along the way to grow. They're nice. They're very nice. They're an 8 out of 10. The crisps are an 8 out of 10. My only concern would be the grammage. And I say this direct to Seabrook if for any reason they tune into this video. I'd rather pay a little bit more money and have a 150 gram bag of crisps than have a bag full of air that looks like a 150 gram bag of crisps and only be 120 grams. That is my only criticism of these crisps. That shrinkification. It's a definite thing. I wish they were 150. I know this might be nitpicking to a lot of people, but these companies know what they're doing. They know what they're doing with shrinking the crisps and shrinking the chocolate bars. It's been happening for too many years now. It needs to stop. But thanks for watching. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.